Hey everyone, welcome back to Phantom Whispers. Tonight, we're traveling to Bangkok, Thailand, where a simple mistake, a pair of shoes pointing the wrong way, can invite something you don't want in your room. In Thai culture, feet are considered the lowest, dirtiest part of the body, both physically and spiritually. You never point your feet at people, at Buddha images, or at beds, and you never, ever leave shoes pointing toward a bed, because in Thai belief, shoes pointing at a bed are an invitation for spirits to come and lie down, specifically an invitation for the Phi Am, the sitting ghost, a spirit that sits on your chest while you sleep, crushing the air from your lungs, paralyzing your body, making you unable to scream. A backpacker staying in a guest house on Bangkok's famous Khao Road learned this the hard way. After I tell you what happened, I'll explain why Thais take these warnings so seriously. Stay with me until the end. Let's call him Alex. He was 23, an Australian backpacker on his first trip to Southeast Asia. He'd arrived in Bangkok late at night and found a cheap guest house on Khao Road, the backpacker district, crowded, loud, full of hostels and street food vendors. The guest house was old, basic, but clean enough. $30 a night for a private room. Room 12, second floor. The owner, an older Thai woman, handed him the key and said something in Thai he didn't understand. She pointed at the room, then at her feet, then shook her head. Alex smiled and nodded, assuming she was telling him to take off his shoes inside. He climbed the narrow stairs to the second floor. Room 12 was at the end of the hallway. He unlocked the door and stepped inside. The room was small, a single bed, a fan, a tiny bathroom, and there, on the floor at the foot of the bed, was a pair of sandals, cheap rubber flip-flops left by the previous guest. They were positioned side by side, toes pointing directly at the bed, directly at the pillow. Alex thought nothing of it. He kicked them aside, tossed his backpack on the bed, and went out to explore the city. When he returned hours later, exhausted, he collapsed onto the bed and fell asleep immediately. He didn't notice that the sandals had moved back, pointing at the bed again. Alex woke at 3 a.m., not gradually, but violently, as if someone had shaken him awake. But no one was there. The room was dark, the fan spinning slowly overhead, the sounds of Khao Road still faintly audible through the window. Music, voices, motorbikes. He tried to turn over, to go back to sleep, but he couldn't move. His body was frozen, paralyzed. He could open his eyes, could see the room, but he couldn't move his arms, his legs, couldn't turn his head. Panic surged through him. He tried to scream. Nothing came out, just a strangled gasp, barely audible. And then he felt it, weight on his chest, heavy, pressing down, crushing the air from his lungs. He gasped, struggling to breathe, but the weight increased. It felt like someone was sitting on him, a person, but a room was dark. He couldn't see anyone, just the weight, the pressure, and then, slowly, his eyes adjusted to the darkness, and he saw it, a figure sitting on his chest, crouched, hunched over, its face inches from his. He could see the outline, a human shape, but wrong, too thin, too angular, and the face, pale, gray, with hollow eyes that reflected the faint light from the window. The mouth was open, a black void, and from it came a sound, a low, rasping breath, in and out, in and out. It was breathing his air, feeding on his breath. Alex tried to scream again. Nothing. The figure leaned closer. He could smell it now. Rot. Decay. The smell of something dead. And then, just as suddenly as it had started, it stopped. The weight lifted. The figure vanished. Alex gasped, his body suddenly free, and he sat up, coughing, gulping air. The room was empty. Just him, in the sandals, still on the floor, still pointing at the bed. Alex should have left, but he convinced himself it was just sleep paralysis. He'd heard about it, a common phenomenon. Your brain waking up before your body, causing hallucinations, terrifying, but not supernatural. He decided to stay one more night, but this time he moved the sandals. He picked them up and shoved them in the corner, toes pointing away from the bed. Problem solved. That night, he lay in bed, trying to stay calm. He left the light on. He kept his phone next to him. He told himself it wouldn't happen again. But at 3 a.m., he woke, and it was back. The paralysis, the weight, the figure. But this time, it was worse. This time, he could see it clearly. The Phi Am. Its skin was gray, stretched tight over its bones. Its eyes were sunken, empty, black pits. Its mouth opened wider, impossibly wide, and it leaned down, pressing its face against his, as if trying to suck the breath directly from his lungs. Alex felt his chest constrict, felt his vision darkening, felt himself slipping away. And then from somewhere deep inside, he found his voice. He screamed, a raw, primal scream that tore from his throat. The figure recoiled, hissing, and vanished. Alex leaped out of bed, grabbed his backpack, and ran. He didn't stop until he was out of the guest house, into the street, surrounded by people and lights and noise. He never went back. He checked into a hotel that night, a real hotel, with staff, with other guests, with no shoes pointing at the bed. So what is the Phi Am? In Thai folklore, the Phi Am is a sitting ghost, a spirit that causes sleep paralysis. The name literally means ghost that covers, or ghost that sits. It's believed to be the spirit of someone who died violently or in their sleep, and it seeks out the living to feed on their breath, their life force. The experience is always the same. You wake up paralyzed and feel a crushing weight on your chest. You see a shadowy figure sitting on you, and you can't move, can't scream, can't breathe. In Thai culture, this isn't just a medical phenomenon. It's a spiritual attack, and shoes pointing at a bed. That's an invitation. Feet are the lowest part of the body, spiritually unclean. Pointing them at someone is a grave insult. Pointing them at a bed is worse. It's telling spirits, come, lie down here. Thai people are meticulous about shoe placement. They're always removed at the door, always positioned carefully, toes pointing away from sleeping areas. Hotels and guest houses train their staff to check rooms, but sometimes a careless guest leaves them wrong, and the next person pays the price. Alex never experienced sleep paralysis again after that night, but he learned his lesson. Now, whenever he checks into a hotel, anywhere in Asia, the first thing he does is check for shoes, and if he finds any pointing at the bed, he moves them immediately, or he requests a different room, because some warnings, he learned, are worth heeding. What do you think happened to Alex? Was it the Phi Am, or just sleep paralysis triggered by stress and jet lag? Have you ever experienced sleep paralysis? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more true ghost stories from across Asia.